And we're back. You didn't miss much. Quick little caution there. How about a side-by-side battle for the lead? Messer going to think a little bit better of it. He's going to tuck back into the tire tracks there of Steve Daddio in the 99. Folks, we apologize for all of the issues here tonight. Not a characteristic night here for us on VidaneTV. We are back up on the YouTube. It looks like we are back in action on Twitch. Facebook, I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to stream on Facebook ever again. I think that's what's causing our issues here tonight. But issues once again, it seems like for the field. 37 laps to go. Caution flag going to fly. We're going to gather everybody back up. We're going to get everybody on the same fuel window, I think. We're going to reset it here in the booth, and we're going to knock this thing out of the park at the end of the day. 37 laps to go under caution once again. The Spicy Ginger 99 here at Iowa Speedway. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. in the broadcast booth. Easy enough for me to say. Aaron Creed alongside me as well. And Aaron, you were just telling me you might be doing a little yelling into the microphone coming up here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm heading, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, heading down to Tucson Speedway next weekend and going to go hang with the broadcast. This particular one, I believe they're going to be on Flow Racing, but it's produced by the low budget TV folks, Tommy Mason and Jeffrey Best, and they sometimes welcome me onto the mic as well to say a few words on the preliminary night, and they're good friends I know of Tony Stevens and friends that you know as well. So they're basically the West Coast guys that do a bulk of the streaming. So always cool to hang with them and give them a little shout out as well. Everyone doing their thing for various short tracks and racing facilities across the continent, I guess you can say, because we don't want to leave out our buddy Tim Terry either.
Yeah, I was just talking with him in between shows here this evening. Going to be seeing Timmy down at Auburndale Speedway next month. That's going to be a whole lot of fun hanging out with Tony Stevens and the guys. That's going to be it's going to be a fun stretch. Going to be on the road for quite a bit myself. Going to enjoy the month of January while I can, because February is booked up solid. Going to be doing the Dirt Track Digest show at Alltech Speedway there in Lake City. That's a 4 or 5 day event. Going to be shooting on over to Casa de Hogue, hang out, watch some football, drink some beers, go Bills, and after that heading on down to Auburndale Speedway for probably a week and a half or so, and then I'm going to be checking out the Atlanta Cup race with some sim racing friends and some real racing friends down there. So, and then at that point we're in March, so lots of stuff going on in the real racing world, sim racing world as well, and again, just being able to kind of bridge the gap and making the content. Being able to see some of these drivers that are racing each and every night, it seems like, on VidaneTV, and then going and hanging out with them at the racetrack on the weekends is a really, really cool deal, and being able to kind of put the face to the names and the voice and all sorts of things like that. So be sure to grab your friends, grab your buddies, head on out to the racetrack, short track, big track, NASCAR track, dirt track, asphalt track, whatever it may be. Get out to the racetrack, make some friends, have some fun, eat some good food, too. We did the show at Hickory earlier. They've got really good food. I haven't been to Iowa yet, I don't think. I imagine they've got some pretty good foods. I mean, it's corn country. I mean, everything's made out of corn, isn't it?
Yeah, and Hy-Vee is one of their big supporters, which is a grocery store chain. So, yeah, they better have some good catered food from those kinds of places for sure out there in Iowa. I myself have never been out there as well, and I'll be living through you during that month of February when you're traveling this way and that. But that's cool that you get to be doing some of the dirt racing too. I might be also myself next week when I fly into Arizona. Might be getting over to the Wild West Shootout for one of their nights as well. So some dirt late model racing, which is not my thing necessarily, but always good to be back at a racetrack since it's been more than a month for me. But we're going back to racing here at Virtual Iowa Speedway. Stephen Daddio getting the jump once again. Evan Boyer with a good run there in the number 56. But I have a feeling Ryan Messer is going to fight back here on the outside once again in that number one as they come down the backstretch. Brent Roy also right there in the mix in the fourth spot. Kenny Kibbe slipping back a little bit. Actually, no, Kenny Kibbe pitted during that yellow. So that could be a story for sure, Paul, is that Kenny Kibbe pitted before some of these guys did. If he decides to stay out when these guys pit, we could see that number 4 truck towards the front and maybe having that track position. But right now, the lead battle continues to go on as we've seen it most of this night. Ryan Messer and Steven Daddio dueling side by side in that 1 and the number 99. They'll cross the stripe, and I think it was Daddio by a bumper.
Yeah, side by side all the way throughout the field. Really able to tell now just how many different lines are around this Iowa Speedway. And I'm looking at timing and scoring. There's about 8 or 9 trucks that have been out there for 37 laps on the set of tires and the tank of fuel that they've got. There's maybe 5 or 6 trucks that came down 26 or 7 laps ago. So they've got a little bit extra fuel in there, a little bit fresher tire. And then everybody else just came in that last time by, and it looks like most of everybody took 4 tires. The first one that took 4 tires, actually Ryan Salvatore, in that 12 truck. I would say that 12 truck, if we stay green, might have a little something for these guys in a couple of laps. 30 to go here, and plenty of time, I think, to still capitalize on some fresh Goodyears.
Yeah, for sure. And there's still a long way to go in this one. 29 to go, as we see there in the middle of the top, in the second half of the top 10 here. Joey Dwyer leading Johnny Miller and Mario Urcolani. Miller has really come on strong here late in the going in that number 6 truck. It'd be great to see him get a podium finish because we know he gives a good interview. We saw Cody LeBlanc go around there again in the 7NH, and he's going to nudge the inside pit wall as well. I think that's Mike Hopkins in the 78 that's also involved.
I don't think we've talked about Mike Hopkins all race long so far here. Dirt Farm number 78 having a solid run. And we'll see what happened here. Involved in the incidents there. We'll change the camera angle because we can do that. Boop. How about that? So the 78, well, we're going to back that up a little bit. It looks like the 78 came in, kind of drifted up, completed the pass. Might have got a little squirrely.
I was thinking the exact same term.
Yeah. And then just unfortunate circumstance for the 29 of Burkholzer, and that's going to be the 7NH of LeBlanc. We'll get his paint file in there soon. I keep forgetting to put that in there. And unfortunate, Mike Hopkins up in the top 10, top 15 for the most part. But, I mean, you know what that means. I get to push this button. Boop. Not a good night for the 78 camp. Stuck down on pit road. Going to be working on the sheet metal there. You can see the rest of the field. They're going to come down pit road. Well, some of them stayed out. This is interesting.
Well, one driver that we saw in that replay had to take some evasive action was Kenny Kibbe. And that's kind of part of the gamble when you do decide to come in pit and early and give up some of that track position. But I believe he stayed out. We see the rest of them coming in for 4 fresh tires for certain. A lot going on right here.
Yeah, for sure. You can see there's a lot of drivers just electing to take those 4 tires here as well. Up front, it looks like 3 drivers stayed out. No, check that. 8 drivers stayed out. 3 of them have been out there for 42 laps. That's Messer, Dwyer, and Urcolani. That's the top 3. 10 laps ago, Salvatore came down, and he's in P12. How about that for the Ryan Artistyle TV machine? Sam McDonald came down 20 laps ago. He is P5 in the 44 truck. Corey Casagrande, Adam Hendry, Corey LeBlanc, they all came down 10 laps ago. Cody LeBlanc looks like he's down on pit road now. There you see he's going to get some damage repaired on that. And then everybody in behind Steve Daddio in the 99 truck just came down for 4 tires and fuel. So if you're the top 3, question mark, but I think everybody else can make it on fuel. It's going to be a matter, I think, of where the tire wear kind of falls out. 10 to 30 laps isn't really a huge deal, but I think with getting the restart with maybe 23, 22 laps to go, I think that's going to affect the outcome of the race here.
It certainly could, and this is going to be one of the first times, I think, all night that we have a different driver that's going to be restarting on the front row. I think it's been Messer and Daddio pretty much this entire time, and now it's going to be Messer and Joey Dwyer, defending winner of the Iowa Speedway NEP race. That is going to line up on the outside of the front row. We doubled it up, but it looks like we're going another lap under caution. I believe we'll go green next time by, and when we go green next time by there'll be 24 laps remaining. Mario Ercolani and Ryan Salvatore making up row number 2. Scotty McDonald, first time we talked about him, restarting 5th. Corey Casagrande in 6th. Adam Henry starting in 7th, and there's Steven Daddio then, the first one off of pit road, restarting in 8th. It looks like Kibbe came down again, maybe just making sure things were clean there in that number 4 truck after doing a little agricultural race in there to avoid that last mishap. So we're going to have to see how things sort themselves out here very shortly.
Yeah, and we've talked about it all night long, all the different racing grooves around this raceway, guys sticking right down to the bottom, guys going all the way up around the outside of the wall, and then there's still 2 or 3 lanes that you can kind of utilize in the middle of the racetrack. And as we've gotten later on into the night, it seems like that kind of foggy, misty cloudiness has gone away. Good clear night now. That's going to cool things down. It's really going to ramp the RPMs up in the truck, and it's going to make these trucks stick right down to the racetrack. So you can see the front 2, almost the front 3, kind of broken away. Ryan Salvatore making it work on the middle groove, looks like.
Yeah, how about that? And I think we got some issues there behind them, but are we going to stay green? No, we're not.
Oh, look at that, 4 wide. Brent Roy, the Tundra kid.
That is not good.
Missing a quarter panel, it looks like.
Yeah, not good for a driver that was in the top 5 this entire race. What happened here?
It looks like things got tied up in front. I'm going to back that up a little bit, because look off the nose of the 99. You see Corey Casagrande in the 7CT get just a little bit squirrely. You kind of watch it all happen. There's just a slight bump, it looks like. And it looked like the 26 tried to kind of slow down, might have tapped the brakes, and just upset the weight of the truck, and just sent himself on around. And unfortunately, the 56 of Bollier was right there. Look at it in full song. You can see just the 26 starts to get loose, and just nowhere for the 56 to go. Gets him sent on around. So it could have been a whole lot worse. Not a massive hit, but the Tundra kid gonna have to restart all the way back in P29.
So yeah, we do have ourselves a little bit of yellow fever here coming down the stretch, but we're gonna have to see what happens here as we continue on. And man, I don't really know. I don't really have a prediction here, because it's just, especially at a place like Iowa, it's hard to tell what's going to happen.
Well, I'm going with that one truck, Ryan Messer, because I picked him in net bets to win too. So he's already got me a point for the pole. Hoping he can hold on with those older tires. 47 laps on the set that he is rocking. Joey Dwyer on that same set. That third place driver ended up coming down pit road. So Ryan Salvatore now going to restart on the inside of row number 2. Looks like next time by, maybe the time after that. A little extended caution once again here at the Iowa Raceway. With Ryan Messer up front, Joey Dwyer on 48-lap tires. The next row, 16 laps ago is when they came down. Ryan Salvatore and Corey Casagrande. Steve Daddio on the 99 just came down pit road under the last caution. He's running P5. Then Scott McDonald, Jeffrey Bradway, Adam Henry, Evan Bollier, and Johnny Miller rounding out the top 10.
Well, I think you have enough points as it is, or enough of a cushion in those net bet points. So I'm going to go with that 99 of Steven Daddio to come up there and potentially steal away this win. And I wouldn't really be calling it, I guess you really wouldn't call it stealing away the win, because he's been one of the top 2 drivers to beat so far in this race. But he definitely could be one of those that I could see, especially on those fresher tires, getting things done here momentarily. Looks like we're going to go 1 lap until green flag this time by.
Yeah, the one thing I think Daddio may have over Messer in this particular race is Daddio's been all over the top 5. He's run kind of in all the positions and around everybody that's been up there, where Messer's only been P1, P2. So Daddio kind of knows how these trucks around him are going to react on what could be potentially older tires or even newer tires than what everybody else has. So you might have a slight advantage in the 99 camp. I don't know, though. That one truck with fresh air on the nose of it with less than 20 laps to go, this is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, that is one interesting thing. We were talking. You were talking about how. Well, before I finish my thought, there we're going back to green. So we're going to see what happens here first. Ryan Messer and Joey Dwyron on the front row. Messer's going to once again get the advantage here, but and there's Arcel. Looks like he didn't come down. He's still running there in the third spot. So. But now, I don't know how long. As here comes Steven Daddio, possibly going to make it 3 wide, and he'll make it 2 wide for now. It's going to kind of tighten up there. He's not going to be able to get the inside advantage there on Corey Casagrande this time by. But Daddio is definitely hustling here in the 99. It looked like the second place truck there of Dwyer and kind of brushed the wall there coming around the last time by. And, wow. Evan Boyer also searching for a way around here, as there you see him kind of, Jeffrey Bradway might have to follow the faster truck by before he tries to challenge for another spot. And again, I think that was Messer that time that just about went the wall at the start-finish line.
Yeah, Sparks off the right side of Ryan Messer, and, well, there you see a 325. Doesn't seem to slow him down too much. Makes the truck just a little bit less wide. And I don't know if they do tires over at Daddio's Auto Services, but man, oh man, that 99 truck is hooked up. He's got the freshest tires around. Jeffrey Bradway came down that same 10 laps ago, as did Evan Boyer in the 56, but the 99 really able to utilize them here, and I think it's just going to be a matter of time before he breaks up to the podium, gets around the 7CT there of Corey Casagrande, get around the 7-3D there of Joey Dwyer, and I don't know if he's going to have enough truck, though, to catch up with Messer, because he is bad fast in that one truck, and he's checked out. He's got 8.5 tenths of a second lead over that second place as Daddio tries to take third.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things going on right here for sure, as Daddio nearly pushing Dwyer down that front, that backstretch right there. And now he's he's trying to find any way to go get around these two.
That'll work.
That's what to do. Dwyer going spinning through the grass, and that might be adios for Dwyron's hopes of repeating as an Iowa winner, especially if we're going to stay under green here with 13 laps remaining. Now Daddio is going to wrestle with Corey Casagrande, who's not giving him an inch here. And now finally, it looks like next time by, going down the front stretch, Daddio is going to clear Corey Casagrande for that second spot. He's got a little bit of ways to go to get to Ryan Messer, and we are nearing 10 laps remaining.
And that's not normally how Daddio races, and that'll be the first thing he says if we do talk to him. He finishes on the podium is the apology to the 7-3D of Joey Dwyer, because he knew he was quicker, and I was going to mention the lap before, you saw him have to hit the brakes so hard that the front of the nose kind of caved into the ground as he was getting up behind those pair of 7 trucks. So he knew he was quicker. He was trying to get on by, and unfortunately got into the back of Dwyer and sent him on around, and we stayed green. And these guys, they're trying to get themselves a caution for that second half of the top 5, beating and banging on each other. Casagrande drops back to 5th. Boyer and Bradway, they're going to take those fresher tires and try and move a little bit closer to that podium.
Yeah, we got a lot at stake here in these final 10 laps. A lot of drivers trying to hold on. Look at Dan Winter in that number 81 getting to the outside of Mario Ercolani here. That is for 12th spot. Thought it was a little further up, but Dan Winter searching for that top 10 run in that number 81.
Making it happen.
He did make it happen. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there.
Happens to the best of us. Looks like he might be able to check out the back of the 44 truck. He's on older tires there. Is Scott McDonald just kind of on the outside looking in. There's Salvatore in the 12 truck in P9. Great run for him. Thought he was going to try and capitalize on a little bit fresher tires earlier on, but nothing quite there. You can see Ricker just in front of him. Checking in on Kibbe and Miller. They're back 7th and 6th. Corey Casagrande in front. And it seems like these front 5 or 6 drivers have kind of sorted it all out. Miller going to take a look underneath Casagrande. 56 off the pace. Has his 7 CT. That was odd.
And we're going to have a yellow flag now. I think that's our. We can look at the replay, but Boyer got a little loose, and I think Casagrande checked up because of it, not to get in the back of Boyer, and Johnny Miller was there right behind Corey Casagrande. So I think I just explained it before we even saw the replay, but let's see it play out.
Like, it had the look that there was something on the racetrack, but I don't think iRacing does that. We'll take a look at it in full song. The 56 just kind of slows up here. Ah, there you see it. Big time loose. Good call there. And then we'll take a peek. We're going to back it up again. Because you saw the 7 CT. That is a huge, it doesn't look like much, but that's a massive slide in these trucks. So that's about when the slide starts. There you see it. Corey has himself a slide and tries to overcorrect, and unfortunately just comes down across the nose of Johnny Miller.
Yeah, and I mean, I think part of it is that, you're looking out through that front windshield and seeing what's going on in front of you, which was that 56 getting way loose. So, yeah, that's a lot to consider right there. We're running. We're going to have about a 3 or 4 lap dash to the finish, and that is going to be really interesting when we get things going here. Ryan Messer. Is he the only one that has not pitted now at this point? I think Arcel might still be out there towards the front.
He has pitted. He came down 63 laps ago. They're shipping the 48, going to get the free pass.
But Messer did not come down a second time, did he?
He did not. And
that is a very interesting strategy that he can still kind of check out there with that clean air.
He's hoping for every caution flag lap he can get here leading up to the one to go. He doesn't want to see a green-white checkered restart. Because according to the notes, the max you can make it is 68 laps. You can hear he's got that clutch pedal pressed in. He's trying to save as much fuel in that thing as he possibly can. It's going to be tight for the one truck.
That it might be. So you're going to have to stick around all the way to the end of this one to see what occurs. As, it could definitely come down to the final corner to see what ends up happening here before all is said and done.
So Messer and Daddio up front. They're going to restart P1 and 2 exactly where they started this thing. The 13 of Jeffrey Bradway going to roll off P3. Evan Bollier, Johnny Miller up in the top 5. Kenny Kibbe, a quiet top 10s run so far in that 4 truck. Jason Ricker, P7. Ryan Salvatore up in the top 10 running P8. Dale Glester, Corey Casagrande going to round out the top 10, looking like 21 trucks currently on the lead lap. Ryan Shipp got one of his laps back this time by. Zane Farrell multiple laps down. That's going to be a big hit to him in the points. I know he was up in the top 5, I believe, coming into this one. And you mentioned earlier on, he's finished, the top 10 in all of the starts so far?
Yeah, top 10. I think he's the only driver that has done that. 7 top 10s and 7 starts. So tough break for Zane Farrell, but I'm sure he'll be out next week when we get things going once again. And next week we will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, another short track. So that'll be interesting for the Bristol 125. And we'll have to see what the name of that event will be when we go there. I believe it's Adam Henry that's going to be the sponsor driver for that race. So getting things going as we're going to have a few consecutive weeks of racing here coming up. I think our next break is when we go to when you all are in Florida for that particular week. So I'm not sure what's going on with our Sal there on this lap as we get ready to bunch things up and go back to racing here. But here we go. Looks like it's going to be a 2-lap dash, Paul.
Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go. Daddio did not go. Trouble for the 99 truck. Not sure if it was gear related or what. Exactly what Messer may or may not have needed to capitalize. You can see he is driving off into the sunset in this one. Front 4 or 5 have sorted it out. It is mayhem from 5th on back.
Well, how about Jeffrey Bradway up to 2nd now? Daddio's going to try to get that position back here before all is said and done, but Daddio gets loose as we come to take the white flag. Pretty amazing that Messer's on older tires, yet he's not the one that's really kind of flinching there and getting a little squirrely. So,
He's out of gas.
Ryan,
Wait,
is
no,
he?
he's not. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, Bradway is reeling in on him, but I think Messer's going to have just enough to take the Iowa victory. I think he might have ran out right there at the line.
Definitely appears to be off the pace. How about that side-by-side battle for the third position? That was a brawl for those final couple of laps.
Yeah, that was a good one for sure. As we wrap things up here at Iowa Speedway, another good one here. It's only our second race in NEP history at Iowa, but yeah, that's we've had two really good ones.
Indeed, we have, and we'll see Ryan Messer if he's got any fuel left to see if he can burn this thing down. And Ryan, I feel like I just talked to you a couple days ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been too long ago. Yeah, had to play some strategy into that one. So I didn't know if I figured the new tires were going to be coming, and they were, but had lots left in the tank there at the end, luckily. So I see Steve missed a shift or something on that restart, or else it might have been a little different story. But rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, led a lot of laps here tonight from the pole, won the race, got me at least 2 points in net bets tonight. So I sure as heck appreciate that. And came home with a podium. I think you won this past Sunday in the Hallahan 333. Am I mistaken? Did I remember that right?
Third place.
Third place. I knew it was a podium finish. We talked to you. And then we're heading off to Bristol next week. Is there anything you can take from that late model and transfer it over to one of these super trucks?
A little bit. I think they'll overall handle, like, they'll behave similar, but obviously, like, your pickup points and everything's totally different in a truck. And I usually am not that great at Bristol in, like, the trucks or cup or anything like that. So I might have to do a little bit of practice or something to get ready for that one. But hopefully our luck can keep going this way and try to get some more good finishes, because the getting down to the end of it, so points are going to start mattering now. So hopefully we can keep her going.
100%. We'll give you the opportunity to thank anybody that's out there watching. Who gets you tuned from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, just to give a shout out to my friends or family that's tuned in watching. They like to watch these things, so shout out to them. Shout out to the NEP guys for putting these races on. They're a lot of fun, and you guys at Vidane for broadcasting.
Ryan Messer with another dub here on VidaneTV and extending that points lead, or maybe even taking over that points lead, heading on in to the latter part of the season. Going to slide it on down to a little bit further on down pit road. Aaron, you've caught up with our second place driver.
Yeah, Jeffrey Bradway coming through in the clutch there down the stretch, and take us through how you got into position there to capitalize and get I believe this is your best career NEP finish.
Yeah, I am quite surprised myself, I should say. It just happened to be that good jump, and I noticed everybody stacked up, and I went for it, and I didn't want to overdrive it, even though I knew Messer was still on older tires, but I mean, I'll take second. Second's better than being wrecked out or last.
Yeah, your best finish in an official points race. I believe you picked up a dual win before,
Yes.
but yeah, I mean, take us through the strategy throughout this race, and pretty sweet deck lid you got on that 13 truck as well.
Thank you. Seeing as qualifying was terrible, I was just trying to pace myself, and once I figured out that I had top 5 or 6 with pace on long runs, I just kept using the outside line, one lane up, and it was actually doing a lot to play catch up.
Yeah, it all kind of worked out though, for sure in the end, and now you get with the podium finish, you get a chance to thank those who are watching or got you to and from the virtual racetrack.
I'd like to thank Tilcon for supporting the sim, and Team Icon and NEP for putting this on, and the friends and family that are watching.
All right, that's Jeffrey Bradway with a best career second place finish, and Paul, I know you're going to enjoy this third place interview here coming up.
It's always fun talking to the bald eagle. Caw-caw! Johnny Miller in the Eagle Try. I wish I wasn't sick, because that would have sounded so much cooler. But Johnny Miller with a podium here tonight. Brother, how we feeling? There it is.
I'm in the same boat. My throat's a little sore, but I had a lot of fun tonight. That last lap, I really sailed it in till Narnia on Steve Daddio and kind of used him up a bit, but it was the last lap going for a podium finish. It was a lot of fun here tonight. The track temperature kept changing and lines were everywhere with the new pavement, and I had a blast. Team 229 has been getting ready for the 24 Hours of Daytona again. We want to win overall again, and this translates a lot because you're just barely breathing on the throttle. So that's where I'm good. Road courses and this kind of stuff. So we wouldn't be here without Winter Pit Products. Winter Pit Products, Ricker PC Repair, GNG's Gift, Nitro Designs. This weekend is actually the final weekend for GNG's Gift. John Peters is not with us tonight. He's in the air to Maine for the final presentation. I think they're going to be up over close to $30,000 to lucky and deserving drivers here in the region. So I'm really excited to see all the boys. That's also a 229 Autosport convention at the Northeast Motorsports Expo, but had a lot of fun with my teammates tonight, and I'm really glad to be talking to you boys.
Yeah, and we're seeing just how close that third place was. Coming to the checkered, when you know it's that tight, as a driver, are you looking out the right side window or are you looking out the windshield?
No, I knew I had a bullet. I was fast in practice, and I can lay down a lap. I don't have the in my real racing experience, I did time trials and autocross and road course stuff, but I don't have the oval racing experience for strategy and whatnot. But I knew I had a bullet, and I knew I was faster than Steve, so I just sent it in there till I saw Narnia and just bounced off him and kept my foot in the oil pan. And it's, that's a feeling you certainly want to bottle up and save it for later. But it's a great feeling for sure, Paul.
Absolutely, and a solid win here tonight. Solid podium finish here. Feels like a win.
Hey, no, a third place at an oval for me is a win. I really flubbed up at Lime Rock. I was fast at Lime Rock, and I'm really looking forward to the Daytona Road Course. I'm really going to try my hardest to win that. So I'm looking forward to that here in a couple weeks.
That's going to be a whole lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff coming up here on VidaneTV as well. Off for a couple of days, back Tuesday night, a little late model racing, and then back here for Bristol next Thursday night when it's NEP night in America and even parts of Canada. Believe it or not, all over the continent as we talked about earlier on tonight. But that's going to wrap things up here for us, the Iowa Speedway, the virtual Iowa Speedway. We will catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we are going to be doing it live.